Hey everybody, welcome back. Got another video coming at you from Conscious Lamb. Big things happening behind the scenes, so tune in. But anyway, I want to start off with a question. So, how are you going to win if you're not right within? How are you going to win if you're not right within? First off, what does win mean in this predicament? To be blunt, everybody's win is different. We're not exactly playing a game, this little game of life, but it's not like exactly like the same goal for everybody. So it's safe to say everybody has that thing that they want, whether it's a big house, Lamborghini, hot wife, promotion somewhere, somehow, major business, money, whatever that is, that end goal, like this is what I want my life to end up to be. That is the win, okay? So what do you have to do to win? There's a couple things you gotta have to win, for sure. One, you gotta have motivation because you don't win lucky typically. Like, I feel like it's safe to say most of us aren't gonna hit the lottery, you know, like, but you gotta have motivation because you gotta have the will to get it done. Second, you have to have the goal. You gotta have the long-term goal, whatever that is, that win, that, okay? And then you gotta have the little goals to reach that win, right? But most importantly, number 3 thing you gotta have to get your win or your goal in life, you gotta have the infrastructure for success. What's gonna be behind the scenes? What's getting the job done? What's the work you did ahead of time before you won to get the win? You gotta put the work in. You gotta have the motivation to get that done because that is not easy. That's creative mindsets. People struggle with that nowadays. That's hours of work. People definitely struggle with that nowadays, especially with the wage slavery that we're in. We ain't gonna talk about that right now, okay? We're talking about being right within so we can win, right? Okay? But what does it mean to go within? You know, you gotta go within to win. Or you gotta be right within to win. Okay, so what does that mean? Going within, I mean, talk a lot about it, you know? I talk a lot about it. So we know it's outside. That's our body, right? We got our body outside. We touch physical things. You know, these are all outside. But within, what is it? We got our mind, right? I mean, you can't see the mind, but you know, you think things, so things you think you can't really hold on to, but so it's a tough one. What's within? Is it belief? Is that what is within? Your beliefs, your memories? Okay, so you got a couple aspects of this in, right? Because when these beliefs, these things that we believe, you know, like we gain all this knowledge through life. These are things in our head, our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideologies. So we got a couple aspects of these. Okay, so you have your conscious self, right? That's you that I'm pointing at. You're listening to me. Your name is on the screen, Lane, you know, whatever your name is. That identification, that is called your ego. Your ego is for sure necessary. A lot of people talk about killing the ego, transcending the ego. There's a way to do it, but it's basically mastering the ego because the ego is part of you, whether you want it or not, and it will always be part of you. And it needs to be part of you. The ego allowed us to survive through survival of the fittest, okay? The ego is your survival instincts. Where the ego goes wrong is that the survival instincts don't just stick with the body. It's surviving physically. The ego also wants you to survive, like it wants your identity to survive, your self-identity. Who are you in your own eyes, okay? So the ego not only has a self-identity, what you think you look, which a lot of us are biased, man. People think they're fat and they're not fat. People think they're ugly and they're not ugly, you know? Like, your self-identity is typically fraud. It's self-deception. We're going to talk about self-deception in a different video too. But along with these self-identities and things about the self, you also have your memories. Your memories is part of your ego because your ego remembers yourself in that memory, wherever you are in that memory. So under ego, you got your identity and things you identify with and things you want and you don't want and all these things. And you also got your memories. You got your memory bank. And you also have this other side. The ego is the conscious, but what is the unconscious? You gotta have the yin and the yang. What is that unconscious side, that that shadow side? Shadow side of yourself? What is that? Could that be something deep within? The shadow side, based on my research, is basically all of this side of you that you're not aware of and or have suppressed. Okay, so you suppress things about yourself, things you don't like. Maybe you don't like your laugh. Maybe you don't like your communication skills. Maybe you don't like anything. You suppress that. You push it to the bottom. But these things always come up, so it comes up negatively. It's not faced, so it comes back in you in mood swings, depression, typically negativity. Maybe too much energy, maybe rage, it could be anything like this. This is your unconscious side wanting to come out. It's a big part. Let that unconscious side come out. You have to work through that. We're going to talk about how to do that in a little bit, but there's another part of the self. And this is the higher self. You kind of got that red devil and that angel on your shoulder in the movies, So this is your ego right here, man. It's selfish, it's greedy, it wants what's better for you only. And this is your higher self. It's love, it's bliss, it's, those short stints of just feeling awesome mentally, physically, just in the flow state. You kind of do something and you're just this is what I'm meant to do and I love it. And just you're deep in your passions. Maybe you're just painting on the wall, just going crazy. Mozart was a musician. Sorry, scratch that. Dang, but you know what I'm saying? You're flowing, you're just feeling amazing. Those short periods of time, that's your higher self. And another way your higher self comes through is through your intuition. Man, if you get intuitions I probably shouldn't be doing this. This isn't good for somebody else. This isn't good for me. Maybe I should do this. I feel like I should. I should shoot my shot at that pretty girl at the end of the bar. I should go for that promotion. I should quit my job and jump at this job. Maybe be careful with that. So all these things are kind of going within, or these are parts of yourself that you need to be aware of and go within. Okay. So how do you do this, man? How do you go within? I will forever, until my heart stops beating, I will push meditation. If you do not have a daily meditation practice, get one ASAP. Life changer. I'm telling you, you start out the first couple weeks, it's kind of weird, why am I doing this? Give it a chance. That's all I'm saying. Give it a chance. That is life-changing work, man. Life-changing. But another thing is, you can do shadow work. Shadow work is basically becoming conscious of your unconscious, facing those things you suppressed. The funny thing about it is, we're going to talk about shadow work in a separate episode. There's a lot to cover there, so I'm not even going to jump into that. I'm doing a lot of shadow work lately, and it's beautiful. The crazy thing about shadow work is, a lot of your best qualities are in your shadow, behind insecurities, fear, whatever. But a lot of your best qualities and talents are there, but you have to work to get them. So if you have motivation, you have direction, you have knowledge, you can achieve almost anything. You can get that win, especially if you have infrastructure for success. Can you goal plan, stay motivated, and have knowledge on how to make that happen? That's a recipe for success. What's holding you back but you? I'm telling you, going within is a huge, great, amazing first step. I promise you. No, I'm not successful yet. Whatever successful means, different for everybody because it's relative. But no, I'm not yet, but I'm working, and I have the infrastructure behind me, and I have the motivation to get it done. So You know, things don't happen overnight. If you want to get something that you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Okay? So, peace. More content on the way. If you like the video, give me a like, share, comment. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's pretty new. Hey, peace. Much love. Go with them, baby.